welcome to my Feral Beauty channel. I'm Kirstie, and if you're new here, I just talk about girly stuff. It's my little corner of the internet where I just girl out. So if that's your thing, subscribe. Before I hop into some more gadget and makeup reviews, I have accidentally accumulated a massive collection of summer fragrances. So I'm going to go through those today. As always, I'm going to leave links down below in the description if you're interested in purchasing those. They may come up in a banner if I can find them as well in YouTube. It's weird, but they will be down in the description if you are interested in these. Yeah, we're just going to hop into it. The first fragrance that I have here is Hollister Festival Vibes. You guys know I have Festive Night or Festival Nights or whatever the purple version is, like the nighttime version. That's amazing, like in the summer air or whatnot. I originally got both of them. Sold this one because I didn't wear it as much, but then missed the tarnations out of it, so I bought it again. And what I love about this one, it has a unique note of goji berry. Hollister's Festival Vibes is a fruity floral scent. It's got top notes of goji berries, quince, that is it, quince, and bergamot. It's got middle notes of vanilla orchid, pink peony, osmanthus, and hibiscus. It's got base notes of tonka bean musk and cashmere wood. Something really unique about the bottle is that both this one and Festive Nights has a very grippy bottom. It's almost like it's designed for you to like snatch this when you've just gotten out of the shower or you've just gotten out of the pool and you need to smell great. It's meant for slippery hands. The only downside that I know of this fragrance is that these tops are a little cheap and will like twist all the way off. But other than that, these are really great little fragrances. Both this and Festival Night, which smells a little bit like a piece of grape bubblegum. Really great summer fragrances. And they last a pretty good while too. And mingle really nice with skin. This in an image, if I were to describe it, it would be a very graham cracker tan blonde girl coming out of the ocean. She walks past you. She had a little bit of body spray on her before she went into the ocean. And now that she's coming out, you get this whiff of like a warm, beautiful, slight berry-y, tropical florally smell that is super nice and soft and a little powdery. Really comforting. Really a good all-around fragrance during the summer. It is a little warm, like you wouldn't want to overspray this because it might get a little stuffy, but other than that, really great. Next, okay, this will come at no surprise for anybody who has seen this fragrance has been around for a little while, and pardon how scuffed this bottle is. I got it secondhand for really cheap because the bottle is scuffed, and that is Juliet Has a Gun Miami Shake. It's got 3 notes that are amazing. It's top note of strawberry, a middle note of ice cream, and base note of vanilla absolute. Absolutely vanilla. Best smelling flanker out of this series of fragrances. I first discovered this from a sample my bestie gave me when we were like on our way to Europe and France recently. She didn't like it all that much. I tried it on my skin specifically. Smelled amazing. I wore this all through London, all through Paris. I probably won't wear it this summer just because it smells like like that beautiful, wonderful memory. And I don't want to spoil like those good like that scent memory by using this for something else. But if you haven't already associated a good memory with this, this is beautiful. Warm, smooth, strawberries, vanilla. It doesn't smell like a milkshake as in gourmandy milkshake, like thick, sweet, like the Taffa Eclair or something like that. It's still perfumey, which is wonderful if you're looking for a perfume that's not too edible tasting, like you don't want to smell like a straight up cake, but you do want to smell really sweet and delectable. Really great fragrance. Lasts forever. I was actually on the tube wearing this and could hear some London boys talking about me in a good way behind my back saying that I smelled good. So that one, I know for a fact, compliment getter. Next, if you haven't noticed, I put on my squinty suspicious eyes. This is Santal Vetiver by Salt and Stone. Santal Vetiver has top notes of Australian sandalwood and amber, middle notes of orris and cedar, and base notes of vetiver and violet leaves. The reason why I first got this is I kind of had this idea that I was going to buy a bunch of fragrances that people were like raving about in ads and compare them and see which ones were actual man-eater fragrances like they claimed. I will put up the ad here if I can find where I screen captured it. Essentially, there's this girl and she's dressed up really nice. She's got these Sabrina Carpenter bangs and she was like, I was wearing this fragrance, Salt and Stone. I was eating my pasta all alone. This guy abandons his date, comes over, tells her she smells good, asks for her fragrance, and therefore I associate it with being a man-eater fragrance. First of all, it's an EDT. While this is the strongest fragrance that they have in the Salt and Stone little series of EDTs, it doesn't project super well. Unless that girl in the ad walked directly past the dude before she was eating her pasta and maybe like jiggled a little bit on her way by, there's no way that dude smelled her from across the restaurant. There's just no way. However, this is a fragrance that blends really well with skin chemistry itself. So like I have started using this as a gym fragrance because it goes really well with heated skin, with moist skin, with like salty, slightly sweaty skin that you would get during the summer when you're out and about and active. If you're looking for projection, this is not it, but you can see how much I've used out of this. First of all, because I have to overspray this because it's not very strong. Sometimes Santal can have a little bit of a pickliness to it, and it is there. So if your skin doesn't typically mesh well with Santal, don't venture to try this. But if it does, I know my skin does, it mixes with the pickliness for some reason and ends up smelling like a really nice natural scent. And I dig it. Great for the gym because it stays in your own little bubble. Great for work because it's not going to be offensive to the nose and it kind of smells like a more natural body scent. Great for summer because of how it mingles with warm skin. This would be a rebuy for me, but it's not for everybody. Next, let's head into some celebrity fragrances that I hear nobody talking about, and it's a shame because these are amazing. The first one is one that I most recently added to my collection, and this is So Very Sofia by Sofia Vergara. Did I say that right? Sofia Vergara. The notes on this one, way different than what I get. This has a top note of passion fruit, a middle note of orchid, and a base note of patchouli. I can't say that I agree with these notes. Maybe, I think the passion fruit. I do get the passion fruit. Maybe the orchid, maybe a little patchouli, but there's also, maybe all that mingles together into this like lavender vanilla kind of smell. Because to me, that's unmistakably lavender and vanilla. If you were to imagine how somebody like Sofia Vergara smelled, it would be like comforting. It would be this personality that would kind of put you at ease. It would be outgoing, but not like too chatty. That's this fragrance, and it's beautiful. This is another one that I feel, as long as you didn't overspray it, would be great for work. When you want to smell like the kind of girl that a guy just wants to cozy up to, that's this. Extremely affordable. I think it was like under 20 bucks when I got this from Amazon. I don't remember if there was a bigger size than this, but I would get the bigger size if I could go back and buy it again. This next celebrity fragrance is one that I have heard either nobody talking about or the reviews that I have seen have been incredibly mixed, and I think I know why. This is Elixir by Shakira. Now this is a tester, so it has the little plastic ring on top and not the actual lid, but I got this for so cheap because it was a tester baby. And let me tell you, Elixir by Shakira has top notes of black pepper and orange blossom, middle notes of peach, freesia, and peony, and base notes of amber, styrax, musk, and white cedar extract. The reviews on this were saying things like, this smells too vintage, this smells really old, blah, blah, blah. For me, when I sprayed this at first, yes, it does smell like a little, let's see, there's this like vintage, not exactly dusty, but maybe like a little bit of a warm, ambery patchouliness to it that definitely wouldn't be for everybody. However, the beauty of this fragrance, and I've seen other people say this in reviews as well, when it dries down, it is super reminiscent of Versace Cristal Noir. It's almost like a vintage version of Versace Cristal Noir. Very interesting. And if I were to guess the kind of intention or the heart and soul behind this fragrance, because of those notes you get up front when it's sprayed, this is a fragrance that is kind of meant for that girl who's like working up a sweat on the dance floor in the summer heat or the tropical heat. A lot like, it's like the image of Shakira. The image you have in mind of like a young Shakira when she was doing the like hips don't lie kind of stuff back in the day. It has that warm blend with a hot skin kind of notes to it, but then under that you get something really, really feminine and kind of alluring. Again, this is not for everybody, but I mean, this is one I have been in the mood to wear Versace Cristal Noir before, but didn't want to get a bigger dent in my bottle because I've already used up most of it. So I sprayed this instead a little while before I went out, and I still got that same Versace Cristal Noir vibe. That's a good one. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but we are currently in the middle of a Y2K revival. Y2K fashion, Y2K bags, and I am convinced we're on our way to Y2K fragrances, baby. I started researching into some popular Y2K fragrances other than Britney Spears because we all know about Britney. She's great. Queen of the 90s as far as fragrances is concerned. But Guess also had some bangers that have, like, in my opinion, stood the test of time. And some of them, these three that I have right here, great summer fragrances and so affordable. The first one I have here is Guess 1981 Los Angeles. Guess Los Angeles 1981 has top notes of red currant, pear, and mandarin orange, middle notes of peony, orange blossom, jasmine, and orange, and base notes of praline and musk, and ambroxan, cedar, and vanilla. The picture that I get when smelling this, at first there is this opening of patchouli. So if you don't like patchouli, I wouldn't get this particular fragrance, but that quickly goes away. You're kind of left with the vibe of like walking out on the pier in Santa Monica, where they have like the Ferris wheel and like the funnel cakes and all of this fun stuff. It's young and playful, has a similar DNA to Juliet Has a Gun Miami Shake, but it's more LA, and that's Guess 1981. And minus the marijuana, okay? It doesn't smell like weed, like the pier does. And I've been there, I know. But there is even this beautiful little aquatic note in this that mixes with, what is that, berries? That just gives you this beautiful tropical vibe. Such an amazing summer fragrance, whether you're hanging by the pool, going to the beach, and it's cheap, so you don't have to be afraid to travel with it. And this lid stays on really well. This is a great travel perfume if you plan on traveling for your vacation this summer. Really great one to have in your bag. This is the 1 ounce that I have here, and I do plan on traveling with this if I do some extensive travels this summer. Now, if this Guess fragrance is Santa Monica, Double Dare by Guess is Venice Beach. Venice Beach in the best of ways, not in the dangerous look a rat just scurried down a drain Venice Beach. This is like walking around with your best friends, with your man, holding hands, some shorty on a skateboard, going into the candy shop there, going into the t-shirt shop, getting something, what's it called? Airbrushed. That's this. Guess Double Dare has top notes of mandarin orange, lychee, and strawberry, middle notes of violet leaf, jasmine, and lily of the valley, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and vetiver. And this is the way to do orange scents. I'm not a huge fan of scents that have orange in them. That's just not for me. But this one, it's so balanced in a like jammy orange juicy, but yet powdery kind of way that I really dig it. I'm going to spray it on my skin. I'm going to do it. Yeah, you get that burst of orange at first, but then it settles down into like a warm sweetness. This is one that is okay to overspray. It's still going to last you a pretty good while, but overspraying, no big deal because it somehow just does not like overly project. Incredibly affordable, and I wish I had a bigger size. And this looks exactly like this, but the juice in this one is darker because this is Guess Double Dare, and this is Guess Dare. It was one dare. It was a single dare. I actually bought this one used because I wasn't sure how well it was going to do on me and my skin. But I'm really glad I got this one because it has a unique note of cactus flower. Guess Dare is a little more citrus than Double Dare. It's got top notes of kumquat, pear blossom, and lemon blossom, middle notes of cactus flower, jasmine, and wild rose, and base notes of musk, coconut, and woodsy notes. So I guess there's a lot of woods in here. This is more, again, that Venice Beach, a little bit of a gourmand because it reminds you of like warm orange juice, some kind of candied sweetness there. This one is more for the fresh girlies. If you're more of a fresh scent lover and you want a good summer fragrance that is inexpensive, you can get a big bottle of this for fairly cheap. It's not my favorite to wear on skin. It still has, whoa. This is a floral fragrance that is a little bit addictive because it is so summery. Like there's something tropical about it. It's just a little more exotic. There's a little bit more green to this. So if you tend to like more green fragrances, especially with the summer coming around, finally hitting up the green fragrances, like you're ready. No one ever has these anymore, but you can find them on Amazon for around 20 bucks, maybe like 23 bucks for a big old bottle. And they're just amazing. Yeah, that blends well. I'm never going to wear that, but I like it. And then last but not least, this next fragrance, total conundrum to me. I don't know how they managed to bottle the imagery and the memory that I never had inside this bottle as a fragrance. And this is one I haven't heard other people talking about. I hadn't even seen it when it first appeared in the store, but you may start hearing more about it because this is such a unique summer fragrance. I saved the best for last, in my opinion. I actually had to put this away because I was traumatizing people with how much I was wearing this. And I may not even pronounce this correctly. This is Badgly Mishka Château Vizcaya. Did I make that sound sexy? I tried. Look at this gorgeous box. Drink it in. It's shiny. It's gorgeous. Look at this huge Big old bottle. This also came with like a whole little instruction doohickey. This is why we love Middle Eastern fragrances. It's this over-the-top, bougie packaging. They don't skimp on the packaging. The cap itself is the same size as the bottle. Look at this gargantuan rose quartzy looking cap. This is like a work of art. Is this duping something? Let me know down below if any of you guys know about this. This was a little more on the pricier side for a Middle Eastern fragrance when I got it. I got it at TJ Maxx for probably about 25 or 30. Online, it was around 45 at the time, and it was harder to find then. It may have dipped more since then, so you might be able to find it for cheaper, but the quality of this is insane. Has top notes of coconut water, watermelon, and sea notes. Middle notes of hibiscus, gardenia, and lily, and base notes of sandalwood, musk, vanilla orchid, salt, and other woodsy notes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes for me. I need to paint this picture for you. I know your eyes still open. Close your eyes. You've been offered a trip, all expenses paid, to the resort of your dreams, where you have the best view. All right, it's got like 3 pools. There's different shapes. There's a different shaped pool for every kind of person who likes a different kind of shape. There's statues of colorful turtles everywhere. There's hunks on the beach. But you don't care about them, man. You don't care about them right now because you are sitting by the poolside. And not only can you kind of smell that fresh, beautiful, kind of chlorine kind of smell hovering underneath the surface of everything else that you're just drinking in, but you can also smell like these freshly bloomed tropical flowers on the sides of the pool. To top it off, because you want to protect your luscious lips, you are wearing some watermelon lip balm. Mesh that all together, that imagery is what this bottle is. Has a little bit of like a salty chlorineness to it that you wouldn't think you would like until you smell it, and it brings back like all of these memories of being a child by a pool, and there's watermelon and there's flowers and there's summer. Like, okay, I might have to go back to traumatizing people with this because it's so good. And so far, anybody I've let smell this has been like, what? Yeah. Like, it's that kind of reaction. At first, you're like, what? Nope. Yes. If you ever have a day where it's just like really hot outside and you can't fully style your hair, so you leave it in like frizzy curls or beach waves, add basic makeup on, maybe a little blush blindness so it looks like you've just been freshly kissed by the sun, and you add a little bit of this on, girl,